Aha, all right, everybody. Recording in progress. We're going to make this short, sweet, simple, and easy. That's the biggest thing because this really is a very easy comp plan. So I'm going to run through it, and just if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat box. That's totally okay if you want to do that. As everyone, can we see my rewards plan here? Can we see this PDF?
Yes.
All right, rock on. Sorry, my screen is very big, and if I do it wrong, it doesn't work out perfectly. So I'm going to preface this entire thing with the same thing I'm going to tell everybody every single time they ask me about the comp plan. There are only two rules to this. Number one, share your link. And number two, balance your two legs. If you do that, everything else happens automatically. That's literally the only two things that you need to think about at all. You get up in the morning, you look at your legs, which one's bigger, which one's smaller, you balance them. That's it. And then you share your link and go. But beyond that, let's actually run through it so we can talk about the different ways to get paid and how to maximize it. So, you know, this is great opportunity. I got to go ahead and let these people into the room real quick. Hold on. Find admit all. There we go. So moving on, there is the customer reward bonus, the first order reward bonus, the Govvi life bonus, the 2-team binary, the explanation generation and sponsorship, and the global pool. So basically this is you. All right, here, you know, say there's personally sponsored, which is these little things, and then there's downline sponsored and there's spillover. Basically, this tree, when you're looking at it, left leg, right leg, you just have to balance the amount of volume that comes in on each side. It doesn't matter if your downline sponsored them. It doesn't matter if your upline dropped them down into your downline or if you personally sponsored them. It doesn't make any difference. However, if you sponsor somebody, they stay directly tied to you. So they're directly connected to you no matter how deep they fall in this tree. So they could fall 500 people down and you personally sponsored it, they still stay directly connected to you for the other bonuses that come from there. Before you can get commissions too, you do have to be at least your $25 order on subscription every month, and you do have to personally sponsor one promoter in each side, because if you're going to be a promoter, you've got to have at least one person on each side to get paid off of. Otherwise, you know, your downlines or your upline or your downline or whatever's doing all that, you have to do at least that little bit. And if you can't find two people that are willing to spend 25 bucks, you probably just shouldn't be in this business. I'm sorry. I don't want to be mean to you, but with as easy as this is, if you can't find two people, you know, eventually for your binary, then there's not a whole lot I can do for you. So we've got global pool bonus. Let's see if we get to a nice generational. All right, this comp plan is not as easily put together as I'd like, so we'll just go up to this. Customer reward. Basically, what you get is there's a retail price and there's a subscription price. If someone comes in and says, I'm going to pay the 35 bucks for a one-time purchase instead of $25 for the subscription price, you get that $10 difference between the subscription price and the retail. It's just a retail reward bonus. Be like, cool, you got a retail customer. They paid 35 bucks instead of 25. You keep the $10, and then all of your CV from that, all the purchase, the commissionable volume goes into your binary tree number. So if you've logged in and if you looked at your account, it shows you your left number and your right number right on your home screen. That retail purchase CV is going to go into your weaker leg in retail sales. So a first order reward too, the first time somebody orders as a promoter that you personally sponsor, this is why I always say share your link, because this ties the retail sales and the promoters directly to you. You earn 35% of the CV of that promoter that comes in. And then the CV, the commissional volume, goes into the binary reward. There is no first order bonus on the $50 and $25 packs. It's only on the $100 pack or the 99, which is a 70 CV. So you do get, every time you sign up a promoter for the first time, you do get a 35% commission if they do the $100 pack. I am working with corporate as well that I want to put together about a $150 pack that it comes with a bunch of printed media and everything. So this way, right out the gate, they've got these beautiful PDFs, and they got the trifold brochures, and they got the one-page double-sided, and they've got Probably just those two, because those are cost effective, that they'll have 10 of each. Be like, here, you got it right in a little package when you signed up. Go physically talk to somebody with this stuff. Plus the digital stuff is in your back office. You can share it that way. So the first order reward is just when you bring in a new promoter who comes in at $100, you get 35% of the 70 CV. And then in addition, 35 CV goes into your binary reward. So the binary reward, we'll come back to this in just a sec. There's the Govvi Life Reward. This is actually the first order reward, and this Govvi Life Reward and the customer reward. This is what sweetens the pot for the people kind of just coming in at the bottom level. This way you can make a good amount of money off of retail sales, like the $100 pack, I want to say is $130. Somebody buys that one-time retail, that's $30 right out the gate, plus the CV goes into your binary. That's a great day. The Govvi Life Reward, basically, you can get paid an extra $50 or $100 depending on what your pack you come in with. One of the smart things to do is try to get people to come in with the $100 pack, because they can sell it to their friends if there's too much, or try to get them to come in with that and be on that subscription saying, listen, if you're going to be serious about your business, just do the $100. You don't have to, but if you do, you have more to work with. Plus, then you get into this Govvi Life Reward. So every month you get paid a $50 reward if you have two promoters with 35 PV orders, or 35 PV, which is the $50 pack. And then if they bring in two promoters with the $50 pack. So the level of commissions in terms of the customer reward, first order reward, and the binary and the global 2% pool, at the 100, 50, and 25, it's all the same right there. The only place it makes any difference is in this Govvi Life Reward, is if you're purchasing the bigger packs. So a 2x2, it basically means let's say I come in at $50. I find two people to come in at $50. That right there is, nope, that's not there yet. So I find two people that come in at $50. Each one of those two people has two other people come in with $50. That's 2x2. I brought in two people. Each one of my two people brought in two people. There you get paid $100 or a $50 reward if they did $50, and you get paid $100 reward if they did the $100 pack. So that's a 2x2. It's real easy after that of just saying, well, all I do after I've got my two is I get one more person, and the other two people that I enrolled each gets one more person. That's now a 3x3. So I brought in three people. Each one of those people found three promoters to start working at either the $50 or $100 pack. Then you get a $300 reward on that one if they're on the $100 pack, or you get $150. And like, you don't have to worry about the amounts of the rewards. These are all in the comp plan if you want to go look back. To simplify this down, basically it's just, there's a 2x2. I bring in two people, they sponsor two people. Once that's done, I bring in a third person. Each one of those two people sponsors a third. Then it moves to a 4x4, meaning I bring in I sponsor four people. Each one of those four people sponsors four people. Now you get up to a $500 reward. That's on top of everything else you're doing. So this way, for John Q public, if you will, like the people that don't want to be super serious, they say, hey, you know what? In a month, I'm going to go find four people to be promoters. I'm not going to work real hard on it. And those people in that month, they're going to find four promoters or so. Well, you're up to a $500 reward just in the Govvi Life bonus for you kind of finding just four people that are saying, yeah, hey, I'm willing to promote this just casually. No big deal. Like, I've made my money back and then some, because I've also got binary volume. I've also got first order rewards that come in and everything. And so the rewards are basically, you get a life bonus, or you get a double life bonus, depending on what you order. If you get 50, if you order 50, you get half the Govvi Life Reward. If you order 100, you get the full thing. So the $50 and $100 pack is only required for these Govvi Life Rewards. However, anybody that's taken this business even remotely seriously, I mean, even like 10% seriously, this adds up to a lot of money really quickly. That if I've got a 5x5, I want to say is about 30 people on my team. If I've got 30 people on my team, that's worth about $1,000 a month if they're all ordering at the 100, and if I'm ordering at the 100. It's worth about $500 if they're doing the 50 and I'm doing the 50. Well, $500 a month is a lot of money for me to just have talked to five people to say, hey, you want to get better fuel mileage? Like, we've already got over the product. Be like, that's not that many. And if it feels like it is, I'm not here to push anyone to make sales. I never do that. And I'm never going to push sales requirements. I do, however, I am going to push you to set your expectations of yourself high. Don't be scraping, like, don't scrape the bottom of the barrel saying, I'm just going to do this. Be like, no, really set your expectations high if you're going to do this. Because if you're just setting your expectations low, that's okay. But I want to inspire people. I want to encourage people to do stuff. I want to say, no, listen, you're worth more than that. You're better than that. And it's not because I want you to get more volume or any of those things. It's just, I want you to do better and realize your self-worth, that you can do this. Even if you've never done anything like this before, this is a topic that's very easy to talk about, that I really do believe every single person on this call, you can do this. Like, really set the bar high for yourself, set goals, write them down. And even if they've got nothing to do with business, Jim Rohn says, you attract everything you do by who you are. Set really high personal goals that maybe have nothing to do with business, and you watch your business succeed automatically because you started working on yourself. Set high standards. You're worth it. And you can do it. Like, I believe it completely. If you'd have seen me at the 300-pound alcoholic not all that long ago, I mean, I guess it was 10 years ago or so, but if you'd have seen me, you'd been like, this guy is never going to amount to anything in his life. But I decided I wanted to change. So that's the thing, guys. Set your expectations high to find 5 people that want to be promoters and want to be able to share this. I know you guys can do this. And it's not because I want to, beef up the comp plan or whatever my income is. Just be like, I know you can, and I want you to succeed. So moving on from that, because I want to keep this short, your 2-team binary. 2-team binary is basically just, it's you balance your left and right leg. That's all it is. When you log in right on your home screen, it'll say left leg and right leg. You're getting paid off the smaller amount. Now we're going to skip down just a little bit to get to that part until we get to the one other one that is real. I really like this generational match bonus. So basically, here's your ranks. If you get to, the only one that really kind of starts to matter is that star, is if you get 1,000 CV weekly on your lesser leg. So your smaller leg that you're getting paid on hits the 1,000 CV, you now get paid a higher percentage on that volume. As you hit star maker, if you hit 2,000 CV, you now make 15% instead of 12 off that lesser volume. When you hit rock star, you get 18% instead of 15 off that lesser volume. And then eventually superstar, when you've got 8,000 or more on the weekly, then you get a 20% payout instead of, when you're just kind of getting started, you only get a 10%. However, at the 10%, you still have all of these other bonuses that you can do, of the retail bonus and the 2x2, 3x3, 4x4, and 5x5 that really kick in extra money into the pot that helps sweeten it. At the Superstar 2, you get a share in the 2% global sales pool. That's more icing on the cake. So everything that I've said so far can be summed up in the 2 rules. Share your link and balance your 2 legs. It's really that easy. Now, we're going to get to this part of this is why share your link is important, because we have the generational matching bonuses. The generational matching bonuses are, I'm going to talk big numbers. I'm going to say I've maxed out a bunch of stuff. The maximum you can earn in the binary is $20,000 per week. So you can earn from just your binary, you can earn up to $80,000 per month. There's going to be some people that hit that in like 2-3 months, that they're all of a sudden they've maxed their binary. Here's where the important part comes in of share your link. We got first generation, fourth, or first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. In this generational bonus, this is at the first level, you get 20%, then it's 10, 10, 10, 10. What does that mean? I'm going to use my wife as an example. Can you have more than one center if you max out at your binary? Kristen says, yeah, Kristen, enroll a second person. Now you can make $160,000 a month. Be like a husband-wife team instead of just $80,000 a month. So high volume companies, those things. Here's where it gets really sweet though. I'm going to use my wife as an example. Let's say I've maxed out my comp plan. I made $20,000 this week. I can't do any more than that. Let's say my wife maxes out the comp plan, $20,000 a week. She can't do any more of that because she's anybody that I directly enroll, me personally direct to, that I enroll, whatever their binary paycheck is at the end of the week, I get 20% extra. So let's say my wife makes the $20,000 this week. I get $4,000 extra bonus because I get check matching. So check matching for Carrie, now I've made 24,000 instead of the max of 20 because of this generational matching bonus that's here. Here's where it gets really sweet though, because for 4 more levels after her, I get 10%. So let's say I sponsor 100 people, like in the next month, I get 100 promoters signed up. Every one of their binary paychecks at the end of the month, I get an extra 20% from the company being paid to me. But here's where it gets really big. I got 100 people that I brought in, and that's actually a pretty low number of where I'm actually at. I got 100 people that I brought in just over the life of your entire business. I bring in 100 people. The thing is, let's say each one of them brings in 5. Not unrealistic to say every promoter on average, some are going to do like 50 and some will do 1. You know, end of the day though, these 100 people each brought in 5. I got 500 people. Whatever these 500 people's binary check is, I get 10% of that. And let's say we're at 500 people right now. Each one of those 500 people brings in, let's say 5 people. I'm at 2,500 people. End of the month comes, when their binary check comes, I get 10% of whatever they made. We're not done yet. Those 2,500 people, each one of them brings in 5 people over the next 2 months. Now 2,500 times 5, hold on here, what are we at, like 12,500 or so? Basically down to the 5th person down there, because it goes 20, 10, 10, 10, 10, all the way down to that 12,500 people down there. I'm going to get 10% of whatever their binary check is at the end of the month. So some might only be a couple of bucks, but some of them may absolutely blow it up. That person all the way down at the bottom, that might be 500 people down. If they max it out at the 20K a week, I get 2,000 extra dollars. And we're talking 12,500 people of, if I bring in 100 distributors, 100 promoters, and each one of them only does 5, bang, bang, bang. Like, these numbers get very big. And that's the binary. That's the generational matching bonus. That's how it works. Everybody I personally sponsor, I get 20% of whatever their binary is at the end of the month as an extra bonus. But it goes 4 more levels deep beyond that. So whoever they bring in, and everybody that all they bring in, and everybody that all they bring in, this gets really big. And this is going to very, very probably, if you're active, going to be a lot bigger than the 20K a month or 20K a week that you can max out on, because these numbers, like, this is the whole point of when you guys got in at the beginning. When you start talking to all these people, or this is why I'm not hyping it. I'm telling you the reality. I love opportunity. This is the easy button. For every 1 minute I work this business, I have to work 100 minutes in another business to be even the same, remotely as successful. These numbers are huge. So it all still comes back to share your link and balance your 2 legs. Because as long as you just share your link, all this stuff will just happen on its own. I guess there's number 3 in the comp plan of 1, share your link, 2, balance your 2 legs. Number 3, teach everybody else those 2 really simple rules. That's kind of about it. We don't have to complicate this. It's no more complicated than that. You share your link and balance your 2 legs. This whole thing just happens automatically. And it'll show you right in your back office when you do the 2x2, 3x3, 4x4, and 5x5. It'll show you if you've hit each one. But while that's great income, and it really is, and I'm not saying to ignore it, where you're at with this company being started now, 90% of network marketing is timing. We have the timing. That other 10%, you have 9.9% of it done for you. The marketing is going to be phenomenal. The product is top notch. Every single person is going to be a customer. Corporate and customer service and the website, everything else is done. This opportunity is 99.9% done for you. That's why I make this really easy of saying, like, this generational bonuses and could you find 5 people? 99.9% of your work is done for you, to where it literally is all that's left is go tell people about it. The only way to fail is by not sharing this. And if you came in at 25 initially, yes, you can increase your pack to 50 or 100. If you came in at the 100 and you want to go down to 25, you can switch it, no big deal. If for some insane reason you feel like you're going to cancel the 25 a month, you can do that, no problem, and come back on subscription later, no penalty. So you guys are all ground floor. Like, I know in the social media circles, we've seen like it start to get out there a little bit. You know, my news feed is filled with it. It's awesome. And remember, comment on if you've got somebody in your downline, even if they're not in your downline, you see somebody else, you know, promoting it out there, just be like, yeah, I can't wait to get mine. Just help them out, because anything you just do for others always comes back to you. So I'm actually going to give all the brochures and everything else I've made, I'm just going to give them all to corporate, because when the company succeeds, we succeed. That's the whole point of like, I'm not just here for me. I just want to help. And we have such an insane opportunity right now. I don't need to have poverty mindset or lack mindset. My mindset is I want to just do everything I can to make this company succeed, because I'm going to succeed automatically because of that. So if you bought the middle pack, as long as you hit CV total, does it count? Yeah, you could do 2 orders if you wanted. If you ordered the 50 pack and you want to get up to the 70 CV instead of 35, just order another 50 pack. I'm pretty sure that should be easy to do. I'll double clarify on that. But this is, yeah, we're only like one actual week in. This is going, you're allowed to form an LLC, a corporation. You could sponsor 5 positions that are all your businesses. Companies like, we don't really care. Just, that's a lot of work for you, but if you can do it, go for it. If you're not experienced with network marketing, I don't recommend more than 1 account. Like, if you really kind of don't know what you're doing, if you kind of know what you're doing and you are going to take it seriously, a husband and wife is definitely doable. Where you put them though, that's an individual case that I can't give you a general, put them on your inside or put them on the week. That just, you got to kind of weigh that option of just saying, rule number 2, balance your 2 legs. Where should you put your spouse that balances your 2 legs? So all the people coming in, inside leg would be your weaker leg usually. So, but like where you put them, that's just kind of up to you. Just refer to rule number 2, balance your 2 legs. If you bring a spouse in or whatever else, just plan on balancing your 2 legs. Let's see, what are the rank qualifications, compensation page? Can you explain the sponsoring with subscriber and promoter? What exactly does that apply to? A subscriber is just somebody that's on subscription. It just goes, this volume goes into your CV. A promoter, the exact same thing, except they'll actually show up in your binary tree, like where you can actually see them, and they're able to bring in more volume to you. The rank qualification and compensation, these are just a subscriber. They're just basically saying, what are the requirements to get this different rank? So this one has got to have, you got to have, because you do have to personally sponsor 1 person on each side. That does have to, so each leg, 1 person on each side, you have to sponsor personally yourself. And then after that, just however much volume is in your weaker leg dictates your rank after that. So when some people show up in your binary tree as 800 PV and some is 0, the 800, I believe, is the founder, and the 0 CV, I'm not sure why they'd be a 0 still. Pretty much everybody, if they're in your binary tree, should be at least 20. So I'll bring that up to corporate and go look at it. But the 800 would be, it's because you had a founder come in, and a 0, it doesn't make any sense. You shouldn't be in the binary tree unless you've got a purchase of some kind. The 0 CV, there's like 5 of them. Got it. No, that's not a glitch. If people are, you can and you are allowed to reserve spots. If you go into your, go to my team, your binary tree, and you expand it out or whatever else, let's say it's a husband and wife are coming in and you haven't gotten time to do it, or you got a friend that's going to sign up or something else, you can click on a spot in the binary tree and you can click the word assign. You type in a little name or whatever, it's going to hold that spot, that you can then give that spot to somebody else saying, okay, cool, I held this spot for you while other people were coming in. I'm going to now like send them the link to basically, you can take this spot when you're ready. So the thing is, and I'll be honest, because people are going to ask, yes, you can reserve an unlimited number of spots if you want to, but I ask that everybody say, please don't reserve or assign more spots than you actually need. Because otherwise, if we have people in the beginning here, if you're just like reserving a whole bunch of spots just so you can reserve spots and, you know, let other people come in, please don't abuse it and please don't do that. We're looking to be honorable, saying like, listen, if you've got like 2 or 3 spots or something that you reserve, okay, that's cool. But if you're reserving 15 or 20, that's not really cool, because now you're just filling up a big chunk of the tree that's not contributing and nobody's doing anything, and you've become a parasite. And I can't imagine corporate's going to look real good. That will probably come out with an official policy saying like, listen, you can't reserve 20 spots and be a parasite. I'm sorry. Difference between subscriber and promoter. The only difference is with the promoter, they click the little checkbox that says, yes, I want to be a promoter, so they can start sharing. A subscriber is just, it's a retail customer, except they're a retail on the subscription, so they get the cheaper price. How long are they reserved for? As of right now, there's reserved for as long as they're there for. How do you add your information to the PDFs? You need to use something like Canva, Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, or any other kind of digital program to be able to put the stuff into. I'm going to be hiring a personal assistant to assist everybody to fill in your QR codes and your links and everything to make it easier, because I can understand not everybody knows how to do this, and I want your stuff to look professional. So I've created all of these graphics and media and everything else, and I'm going to be hiring in. I've got a digital assistant who I will get everybody in contact into, and he'll help you get your link and your QR code and everything put in, looking good, looking clean, looking gorgeous. And that way you don't have to worry about it so much. You turn somebody who's a customer into a promoter. Yes, in the back office, you go click the little box that says upgrade. It says, do you want to upgrade to be charged $20 in a year? Yes, please. Here we go. Only requirement that you have is 1 year later, you got to pay $20. So I'm trying to bring, as you guys, you're totally welcome. I'm trying to bring as much value to the team as possible, saying I have a digital assistant that will help you guys take care of this. Like I said, 99.9% of your work is done for you. All you have to do, share your link, balance your 2 legs. Oh, and have fun. That's the other one. Yes, the first 2 promoters that you bring in, doesn't matter if you have a weak leg and a strong leg, one needs to go on each side. So you need 1 personally sponsored promoter in each leg to be qualified for the binary. One could be 30 people down and one could be up at the top in the other leg. It doesn't matter. Add in leader references. Yeah. I can change. I can add leader and Canadian stuff. Absolutely. Please just go comment in the Facebook group on the PDFs, and I'll just make a digital version for that. So is it available in Puerto Rico, US? I believe Puerto Rico is available already as well. So I'm going to stop the recording right here, and we'll take some Q&As, only because I just wanted to cover this quickly when it came in terms to a comp plan. And to finish this up, guys, ladies, gentlemen, I'm not trying to just hype up a company to you, but I am going to tell you that this opportunity, we're going to be in a little bit of a lull point as products start to come in and everything. Don't get discouraged because of that. You got one of these phones. I just did a post about it. You've got a little phone that is full of contacts. If you went through your phone book, there's probably hundreds and maybe even thousands of people guaranteed in there. Somebody in this phone is waiting for you to tell them about this, because this is where I talk about sharing and not selling. When Ethan, the guy that hit me up about this, I literally can't tell you how happy I am that he talked to me and he called me. He messaged me up. I can't tell you how ecstatic I am that he got a hold of me and how thankful. So when it comes time to, like, you got this little phone, if you want to go talk to some people, you got any kind of hustlers, you got people that run the hair salons. What do people at hair salons do? They talk all day long. This is all you got to do is talk about this. So don't complicate this. Somebody, I guarantee you, somebody is going to be so happy you told them about this. Try to think of that person. Don't share it with the person that's not going to care. But in this little thing right here, I guarantee there's going to be at least one person that is going to be ecstatic that you got a hold of them and said, hey, you want to get in at the beginning of this? This is going to be nuts. I am going to do some videos too tomorrow that we do want to go in and we want to manually calculate our gas mileage. Basically, everybody go fill up your tank. You hold the little odometer reset button so it resets the miles back to 0. Then when it comes time to fill up your tank, try to go nearly a whole tank of gas. When it comes all the way time, you just look at your little trip mileage that's sitting there. That'd be at 430 miles or something like that, and compare it to how many gallons of gas. Just do the math. 430 miles divided by 20 gallons of gas. There's your rough, your MPG, because the The little thing that says, hey, you're getting X amount of miles per gallon and here's your average and everything else, those aren't perfectly accurate. However, the little odometer and trip mile thing, that's very accurate. And you can measure it down to like 100th of a gallon, I believe it is. When you're filling up, you can get very accurate. So you just go into your little settings, go to your trip and just reset your trip when you fill up. When it comes a week or whatever it is again, just look at that number compared to how much gas you had to put back in, manually calculate your gas mileage. So that way you can say, okay, here's how much I got. What would be the benefit monetary of holding a spot? If you wanted to hold a spot to like hold it to put your wife at the top of your tree where you still went building other things, or if you had a brother or sister that was going to come in and if you wanted to get building and then give them this spot that you're already kind of like building underneath them and doing stuff, that's kind of only the real benefit to it. There's not a monetary value on it at all, because unless you're building both of their legs for them, which I do have people that I have helped do that in, you know, small amounts or something. So it's not like it's unheard of saying, hey, listen, you've been a best friend of mine for a decade. Be like, I'm going to help you out because I know you're going to bring value later. That's a thing. You can do that, but countries we're in, Jim, check my Facebook group. And it's in the pinned post because I can't remember. No, don't put 2 tabs in the first fill up. Just 1 tab for every 20 gallons, which is roughly, that's 90 liters, roughly 100 gallons, I think. Or sorry, no, 20 gallons, I think is roughly about 90 liters. So it's 3.70 liters. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, it's 3.78. Sorry. 3.78 to 1. Yeah, be sure to log that. Puerto Rico, I believe, is in there. If it's not, it's going to be there quickly. I'm just running through the questions. Adding the information, I'll have the digital assistant that'll help you guys get your stuff added in there. Inside leg, biggest leg. All right, I think we hit them all there. Any questions? How do you know if someone's a promoter?
Yeah, sorry, Adam. Hey, it's Sunit. Just to clarify my question, because I for sure know that there are people who have subscribed for the monthly product, but did not want to be a promoter, but there's no way to identify, like differentiate between them when they're in your holding tank. So how do you know that somebody checked that? Sorry, how do you know that somebody checked that box or didn't? Because you need a promoter on each left and right leg in order to qualify, right?
Yep, they won't go into your holding tank if they didn't check that little box. So yeah, if they're not a promoter, they won't show up in that holding tank box.
Are you sure? Because I feel like there are people who have, like, I only have 2 people under my customers box who signed up with a $35 retail subscription. Everyone else went into my holding tank, but I know that all the people that have signed up under me did not sign up to be promoters. So
it's very probable that everybody just checks the little box at the end without even thinking about it. It's kind of like, oh, I agree. Here we go. Check. So yes, there will be a recording, but yeah, if they show up in your holding tank, you shouldn't have just normal subscribers showing up in your holding tank, or retail. It should be only if they click the little promoter box button.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Best way to check, just get a hold of them, have them log in. Do they have a link they can share? Then they're a promoter if they do.
Okay.
So if they set up a subscription, it's an entry-level promoter, Megan. No, you have to click the little box that's at the checkout thing saying, yes, I want to become a promoter. I'd like to get a list of the major companies Govvi is supplied to. Yeah, I'd love to be able to get that list. I have no idea if they'll allow or if they will or how quickly it will happen. One of the big reasons why is we don't exactly want to tell our competition where we're getting stuff from. And as much as I would love that kind of information, to me, it's just not really that relevant because the technology has been around for so long. And I've seen the older generations of product, like Be Epic actually has an older generation of this product. I mean, this isn't anything new. I like that we have the 5th generation one direct from the actual manufacturer. I want to say Be Epic did $100 million in sales a year. So there's a ton of people that have been using the old version of this product that they get the raw ingredients from the manufacturer, but have a third party in combining the ingredients. We're direct at the manufacturer, not only from the raw ingredients, but also the manufacturer of it is the one who's been doing this for the 20 years. So I want that person. I don't want the one that the raw ingredients go to some third party person that I have no idea who it is. And then that gets out to like a different companies using it. and it's older technology in the 4th generation, not the 5th. I don't want that one. I want this one that's straight from there. I have several promoters who don't own cars that do 35 tablets a month. You have to sell them to people. Tons of people have cars. If you enroll somebody in the wrong leg and you get it switched, you might be able to get it switched, but try not to put them in the wrong leg, just because things, especially as this company starts getting big fast here, 24 hours later, you might have 15 or 20 people underneath this person. This becomes kind of a loss to move them 24 hours later if they've already got people filling in underneath them. Or customer support might say, we literally got to like reprogram 20 to 30 people's back coding to move this person and not have it attached. That, because they have to pull it out, switch the spot, move everybody up. Because if you, like this person, if you pull them out of there and move them, you have to manually move everybody in the whole tree up. It doesn't just collapse. So basically just like try to keep it to a minimum. You may get a little leeway or grace, but I'm just going to tell everybody, if you're going to put somebody there, just put them there and they're going to stay there. If people cancel their subscription, their spot just kind of sits empty, for lack of a better way to put it. It doesn't hurt you in any way, shape, or form. You won't get the generational matching from them if they're not active. But I would like to have it with corporate too, that if somebody for some reason wants to quit, that if they've quit, they've canceled, they're inactive for 6 months, or they send an email in or whatever, you could put somebody else in that spot if you wanted to. EU and South African warehouses, will there be a drop-down menu, overseas promoters and purchases? No, they'll all be the same thing. They just sign up differently when they sign up. The EU should be shipping basically already. And South Africa should not be that long from here now. Does it really matter what leg? You're going to have to just start over at the beginning of the video. Sorry. Balance your 2 legs, left and right. You get paid under smaller volume. So I'm not sure what we were asking. Nobody needs to pay $1,000. Yeah, nobody needs to pay $1,000. The founder was a big one. Is there bulk beyond the 100? Yes, there will be a $120 one as well, and there'll be a $500 one. If you're a founder, I should have a link. Yes, Julie, just go to govvi.com, log in, send me a private message. We'll get you hooked up, make sure that we got you covered if you can't, if you haven't gotten into your back office yet. So is there a bulk price? So there we go. Right there. All right, I think we caught up. Yep, I think we caught up with all of the questions. We got anything else?
Adam, you were talking about founders. I'm assuming there's no more founding positions. Is that right at this time?
Nope, no more founders.
Okay. Will they open that up as the company grows, as many companies have done in the past?
No, probably not.
Okay.
Nope, that extra founders pool thing was, you had to kind of basically get in at the beginning. At this point, just it is what it is.
Well, yeah, but if you're coming in now and you built businesses before and you came in because you didn't know about it until
honestly, between you and me, I'd have zero hesitation. Your opportunity, the only thing you'd miss is the founder sharing pool, but it's not going to be that much. By the time we divide it between all the founders and everything, it's not really going to be that big a deal. Your bread and butter is going to be the binary. And then if you build businesses before, that generational matching, that's going to be huge.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to you about that if that's possible.
Totally. Are you on Facebook?
I am.
Perfect. Just shoot me a private message and I'll be happy to get you squared away.
Wonderful, Adam. Thank you very much.
My pleasure completely.
Hey, Adam, you addressed the part about if somebody, like what happens to somebody's spot, but if somebody cancels their subscription. I know it's actually really easy to just delete your subscription in your back office, which I think is awesome. But does that mean that person just deletes themselves completely? So if they want to start back up again as a customer, they're dropping down, or will they have access to their old account again?
I think you've got 6 months to, if you're a promoter, you have to be active within 6 months. I think it is. Don't quote me. I don't think they've said it for sure. But if you're a promoter and you stop ordering, I think you've got 6 months before like your little saved spot is cleared.
Got it. Okay,
I don't know if we've actually set this yet in the policies and procedures, but I'm going to guess 6 months.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
So yeah, and then any customer or just general subscriber, if they go in and cancel their subscription or whatever, they could come back 5 months later or 6 months later. Actually, no, yeah, just like a customer could come back a year later, just re-log in and be like, yep, start it again. Right. Anita, Joey, and Jennifer, you guys are amazing. I appreciate you. I'm just trying to bring as much value. You say you should check your gas at the beginning before we use the tablets. Yeah, Marina, what you're gonna do, is basically go to the gas pump. When you're at the gas pump, go, do you know where like your little trip mileage is? Like there's a spot, go reset that to 0. And then you go drive around, you do your thing, let your gas get down below like a quarter tank or so, because this just gives you more gas to get the best average. Go back to the gas station, fill up, look at what the trip miles are, say 420 miles or whatever it is, and then calculate it per gallons of gas, like manually of, I got this many miles, here's what the gas pump says I put in. That's gonna be the most accurate miles per gallon, because that little average miles per gallon thing, it's close, but it's not, we want to be really close with it. We want to do it. So we just manually do it to make sure we can say, okay, cool. Here's my actual mileage. And I did it as accurately as possible to get and gauge how much of a boost did I get.
So do this. Hi, can you hear me?
Yep.
So do this before I start using the tablets or after I get them, you mean? Or do this now before, because I haven't gotten, I don't have them yet. So start doing that now.
Yep. Start doing that now. And then after you get the tabs, do it too, because we want to see what your before is.
Right, exactly.
And so you don't get a tank of gas or two before and then afterwards. So we can really compare before and after.
Okay. So I'm going to do that now and then compare that to later.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So whenever you get done here or whenever you get time tonight, tomorrow morning, go to the gas station, fill all the way up and reset that little trip.
I just did recently, but now I got to start again from scratch because I didn't reset it.
Oh, that's okay. Just if you're already full, go put like $3 or $5, $10 worth of gas in and just go reset it. So just make sure you're full.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yep. You don't have to wait. Just go fill it all the way up and just reset the mileage thing and you're good to go then.
That makes sense. Thank you.
No problem. All right. We got anybody else or are we good to go here?
Well,
Just ask one quick question about, so if you have a 30-gallon tank or a much bigger tank,
Yep.
I would take 2 tablets
1.5.
or 2.5. Okay. What if you're only
1.5.
putting in a half a tank? Do you put in 1 tablet then, or do you put in the 2.5?
Half.
Right?
It's 1 tablet per 20 gallons. So if you've got a 30-gallon tank, you put in 1.5 pills.
When you're okay, but let me just make sure I understand this because I've had this asked twice. If you've got a 30-gallon tank and you're putting in multiple tablets, but you only fill the tank up halfway, do you still just 1 tablet for like however many? So if I'm putting in 17 gallons, I'm putting in 1 tablet. If I'm putting in 25, I'm putting in an additional half tablet. Is that correct?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Basically, I just need to know the gist.
Yep. Just it's roughly one tablet per 20 gallons.
Per 20 gallons. And then depending on how much you're actually putting in the tank at that moment is how many tablets you will use.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Adam, you said we're 1 week into this. Is that correct?
What's that?
We're 1 week into the business now, you said?
Yeah, wait, are we even a week? What day is it? Yeah, I have no idea what day it is. Is it Sunday? Yeah, we're about 1 week into the actual launch now.
And how many people have signed up? I know it's a small number, but I'm just curious when I talk to people.
I'd be speculating. I can say I've got about 1,100 promoters in my downline right now. And my team represents about 85% of the company. So probably 1,300 to 1,400.
Wow. It really is a ground level. Thanks, Adam.
Yeah, brand new guys, the world is yours. I mean, it's so exciting.
Most people have no idea what that really means, but timing is so huge when you're building, if you're going to build a big business. And,
yeah. If you want to be successful, the timing and network marketing is #1.
Yeah. You've got it. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you, Adam.
You bet. My pleasure.
Hi, Adam. I put a question in the chat, but I must have went past with other comments. There's a mention of an app like for tracking mileage that's in your back office, and I have yet to do that.
Yep, just not out yet. It's coming.
Oh. Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yep. All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll round this up. I'm going to get some opportunity calls scheduled this week. So literally all you do, invite your people to it. I'll take care of the rest of it for you for at least a couple of weeks. And then I'm going to have a recording up from the opportunity call I do, basically walking through the PowerPoint and explaining and getting everybody all jazzed up, because I'm really excited, like genuinely. I don't have to fake anything. I'm stoked. I want my contagious energy to be available to you, that I'm going to record the video of that and I'm going to put it up on a website that way all the people that aren't on Facebook can still go to that website, but it will have no contact information and no link to buy. All it is literally that video, and people can go there, watch that, and basically me explaining the product, the opportunity, the business, where it's going, and they have to come back to you to order. So this way it's done for you even more. Literally all you have to do is share your link, balance your two legs. That's literally all I want you to have to do. So quick question. Once there's a payout, how quickly do you get the money? This pay week ends on the 20th. So it goes Tuesday morning to Monday night. Once that closes, I believe it's only 7 days after the closure. So the 20th is the closing, and we are going to get our paycheck on the 28th. So it's about 7 days after the week closes, you'll get your next paycheck. I've always heard one tablet for 20 gallons on the website, one for 15. They're both right. They're both basically right. You could say either or, and which one you're more comfortable. I've heard corporate basically say both are the right answers. Sometimes they like to give you the smaller of like, okay, 1 per 15, just to err on the side of caution. But from what I've heard and understand, 1 per 20 is perfectly acceptable, just fine. How do we get paid? I believe they have, they'll have a direct deposit. They will have, I think, one of those little cards you get in the mail that you can put money onto too if you want. And I want to say this is 50-50 of if you get a check or not. I don't know if they're going to do physical paychecks, but I know there's a direct deposit and that little cash card thing that comes. All right, anybody else? Paid daily. I like Mike's answer. I mean, I guess it basically is, because every day your downline better is hopefully going up for you, so you are getting paid daily. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for your time, and thank you so much for being on this journey, this Masah, or Nasah, if you guys read my post in the Facebook group on the Hebrew word for journey. Thank you guys so much for coming with. This is going to be, I'm so excited for every one of you, because you're basically set that your life is going to be so different if you just do the two things, share your link and balance your two legs. Your whole life is going to be so different if you do that. So have a great night, you guys. God bless you all. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you and how much I thank you for everything that you guys do. And I can't wait to just meet a bunch of you guys in person soon, because corporate's doing some cool stuff to get people together. So I can't wait to meet a bunch of you guys in person. Then I'll spill those beans a little later. We'll talk about it then. So have a good night, everybody.
Great call, Adam. Thank you.
Thank you.